Mitchell and Webb sound, starring David Mitchell and Robert Webb, with Olivia Colman and James Bachman.
When we came into the museum in the morning, Inspector, there was just glass everywhere. The alarms hadn't been tripped, but the priceless diamond necklace of Koh Gabar had been stolen.
No footprints, no fingerprints, no clues at all. The perfect crime.
Well, there was one thing. On the CCTV footage of the last party to tour the museum yesterday evening, one of my security guards recognised the heavily disguised features of renowned international gentleman cat burglar Anton Carlotta.
Interesting, but unlikely.
We found this, sir.
What is it, Constables A. Wayne?
It's a bundle of cat burgling equipment and a single monogram glove, sir, embroidered with the letters AC.
Ah, that confirms my suspicions. Damn that Carlotta, he outwits us again.
Too simple, Professor. In this game, you learn to be wary of pat solutions. To my professional eyes, this whole job bears all the hallmarks of a cow.
A cow?
Yes.
Are you entirely sure?
It's a classic cow heist. The beast shins up the drain pipe onto the glass roof, dressed in a black catsuit, her bell silenced with cotton wool. Crawls across on her stomach as far as the skylight, then drops in and swings across the ceiling on a length of monofilament wire, lowering herself down between the light beams. A quick smash of the glass case with her hoof. She grabs the diamond, disrobes, and simply wanders out of the museum unnoticed with the first touring party of the morning. A perfectly normal cow. No one's any the wiser.
We have got footage of Anton Carlotta coming in.
And if you check the tapes, you'll have footage of a cow going out.
Sorry, what would a cow want with a diamond?
It's not the diamond. It's the thrill of transgression. Breaking the law, making us look like flat-footed plods. This sort of job is classic cow.
Are you sure?
What are you? Cow lover?
No, I just...
Arrest him, Constable.
What is it, sir?
Arrest this man. He tried to kill me.
Get off me!
Oh, dear, sir. Seems you've fallen downstairs.
Very good. Very good, Constable. Take him away and get forensics. Tell them to dust for grass. We'll get this bitch cow if it's the last thing we do.
And you can hear the rest of that ridiculous, drunkenly commissioned play about institutional cow hate in the police force at the same time tomorrow.
Hello and welcome to Imagine That, the show that asks some of Britain's most imaginative people to think outside the box. And if they can't, they get put back in the box. Tonight's Imaginons are the journalist and broadcaster Mark Kendall.
Good evening.
The author June Faulkner.
Good evening.
And head of physics at University College London, Professor David Trussell.
A lot of my friends are starting to say I really shouldn't do this show anymore.
It's good evening.
Good evening. And stuff you, Professor Weltenstein, just because you can't get on the radio.
Tonight's first question comes from a Ludmilla McTarmack, who is from a bit of Scotland. And Ludmilla's question is, can the panel imagine a new flavour? Mark Kendall?
Let me see. Ooh, yes. No, that is nice. No, yeah, lovely and hot. No, sorry, I'm just remembering my holiday.
Well, moving on.
What about my new flavour?
We'll come back to you. June Faulkner?
Actually, I'm finding this rather hard because at the age of 5, I had all my taste buds removed for religious reasons.
Yes. Yes, that would make it difficult.
No, it's all right, because at the age of 16, I had them all put back for different religious reasons.
So, between the ages of 5 and 16, you had no sense of taste?
Indeed. I've never tasted Ice Magic, Spaghetti Hoops, or Angel Delight, despite having eaten lots of them.
Look, can we get on with this, please? I'm on Melvin Bragg's awful programme tomorrow morning, and I've got to get home and bone up on Spinoza.
So, do you have a new flavour, Professor?
Yes, I do.
And what is it?
Sweet beef.
Is that it?
Yes, it sounds simple, but it's very hard to imagine how it's produced. Let's say a cow gives birth to a calf in a vat of syrup. where it lives its entire life eating only chocolate and fizzy drinks before being killed with a knife made of toffee.
That would certainly make sweet beef.
I've thought of one.
Mark Kendall.
It's a wonderful new flavour, this.
Mark Kendall, are you actually drooling?
Oh, yes. Now that's how delicious it is. Oh, it's like the taste of feathers and mountains with a dash of hope thrown in.
What's the texture like?
Feathery with a touch of hopeful mountain.
I'm not quite getting it.
There's a dash of sea, a touch of bulldozer, a hint of that flavour you get when you lick a fence.
Could you sum it up for us in one word?
Chips.
That already is a flavour.
All right, off chips.
Well, that's certainly something I've never tasted before. June Faulkner, anything yet?
Yes, I've got this wonderful flavour. It's like meaty sadness. Like ham with the taste of regret.
Nostalgia ham.
No, it's ham with the taste of regret, like I said.
So there we are, 3 brand new flavours, sweet beef, off chips, and ham with a taste of regret. And before we go, there's time for one final quick question from Andy Beeswax in Telford. Can the panel imagine a way to end all pain and suffering? June Faulkner?
A very, very big paracetamol.
Professor Trussell?
Running away, maybe hiding.
Mark Kendall?
A new type of kettle.
All excellent suggestions, though I myself have a soft spot for Andy's very own idea, jelly trousers. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? I can't imagine experiencing any kind of pain or suffering wearing those. So, well done, Andy. More from Imagine That next week, when we'll be imagining how to torture someone with a biro. Good night.
I see you're buying biscuits, sir. Bourbons, chocolate digestives, and rich tea. Biscuit fan, are we, sir?
Well, I quite like biscuits.
That's good. So, would you like to get some insurance for your biscuits?
Biscuit insurance.
You have insurance for your home, your car. Why not for your biscuits?
Because it's stupid.
But just imagine the tragedies that could befall you and your biscuits.
Such as?
OK, scenario A. End of a long day, lovely cuppa in one hand, delicious bicky in the other, and then, red alert, you overdunk. Biscuit gets tea-logged, breaks off, plunges into the tea depths. Result, both biscuity treat and cuppa ruined.
And you'd insure me against that?
With our Overdunk Plus scheme. You could call our dedicated biscuit hotline and we would rush you a replacement biscuit within 24 hours or 14 working days, whichever is more inconvenient. And while you are waiting for the replacement, you could have a free use of our courtesy biscuit.
I see.
Or you could go for the 5-year extended biscuit warranty.
Why would I need a 5-year warranty? The sell-by date's only 6 months away.
OK, scenario B, biscuits stay untouched in your cupboard for a long time. Though, looking at you, I have to say that seems unlikely. Then, one day, the Queen drops round unexpectedly. It happens. You offer her a cup of tea and a biscuit, and Her Majesty is a bugger for a bicky. I've seen her polish off a whole tin of Family Circle before now. You go to the cupboard, find the biscuits are past their sell-by date. What are you going to do? You can't serve the monarch a stale bicky. That's treason. You'll be beheaded. But one call to us, and we will have a fresh, crunchy, delicious biscuit to you as soon as we can be bothered.
I'm not sure.
If you buy today, you'll get a free upgrade in your biscuit tin.
How does that work?
We'll fit an alarm system activated by your own unique 700-digit code and revamp the inside of your tin to create individual velvet-lined biscuit holsters to protect your precious bickies.
That sounds like exactly the kind of thing I should have in these days of bloated consumerist luxury. I'm in.
Great. And if you can just fill in these forms, terms and conditions apply, cover may not actually exist. The company reserves the right to double premiums and steal your children at any time. Do not bother claiming it's all a scam.
What?
Nothing. Right, all done. Let me just pack the rest of your shopping for you. If I could just put all the tins on top of your biscuits.
You've smashed my biscuits.
Bet you're glad you got insurance, eh? Shame it doesn't kick in till tomorrow. The time's coming up to 8:15. You're listening to Today, and you're all extremely lucky to have me. Home Secretary, you've just introduced a new series of measures to reduce crime. You've had 10 years to sort this out. What the heck have you been up to?
Good morning, John. Well, what we're...
Seriously, though, 10 years. Why isn't everything sorted?
Well, John, it would be lovely to think that one could...
10 years, though. 10. That's a decade. And what have you been doing?
Well, quite a lot, actually.
Oh, quite a lot, actually. And yet, here you still are, 10 years later, still merrily passing laws because nothing in Britain has actually been sorted out at all.
If I can just answer, John, I think you'll find that significant progress has been made. Look, no one's saying that we've got a magic wand, but what people...
No, they're not saying you've got a magic wand. What they're saying, Home Secretary, is that you came to power 10 years ago, promising to sort everything out. You've had 10 years to sort everything out, and yet, lo and behold, in this country today, nothing has been finally sorted out at all. It's a bloody joke, isn't it?
No, it certainly
Why are you
isn't.
so fat? Home Secretary, thank you for joining us.
Welcome back to 10 Years Younger, where I'm with Julian, a 39-year-old sales manager from Walton-on-the-Nose. Our street test showed that the public thought your baggy, tired face was an amazing 41 years old. Goodness. So, Julian, let's see if we can fix that and make you look 10 years younger. Right, Julian. Feeling good?
Well...
Great. So, just sit there, that's it, and hold on to the arms of the chair.
Right.
OK, Julian, look in the mirror.
Oh, I look exactly the same.
Aha! Now look out of the window.
Oh, my God, hover cars!
That's right. It's 2017.
How did you... I mean...
Oh, it's all horribly technical. Don't worry your surprisingly young-looking head about it.
Oh, my God!
Yeah, you're not actually allowed to say, oh, my God, anymore. It's against the law.
What law?
The Religious Discussion Act. So, Julian, feeling 10 years younger?
Well, obviously, no.
You certainly don't look 49.
Everyone outside is wearing high-vis jackets and hard hats.
Of course they are. Health and safety. Anyone using public spaces must be suitably protected.
Yeah, this time travel
I
thing.
bet you can't wait to see your wife.
Well, given that I've never met her, yes, that might be novel. Look, I only wanted this makeover for a job interview.
Oh, you've missed that. Besides, it's against the law to be interviewed for a job now.
What law?
The Discrimination Between One Thing and Another on Any Basis Act. Those telltale wrinkles around the eyes haven't appeared, have they?
Can I go back, please?
Back?
Back to 2007. My car's on a meter there.
What? It's taken me 10 years to get you looking this good. Well, sort of.
No, I think I'd rather, I don't know, get a nice new haircut and a more appropriate shirt for my age or something, rather than meddling with the very fabric of time.
Oh, that's fine. Stand in the way of progress. Wallow about with your baggy hair and your receding eyes.
I don't have receding eyes.
Thanks to me.
Well, I'd like to go home, please.
Well, I'm afraid that's impossible.
Well, you got me here fine. Do the same, but backwards.
I'm sorry, Julian, but time travel is illegal.
What? Since when?
The day before it was invented.
That doesn't make any sense.
Precisely. That's why it had to be banned. To stop things like that happening. Are you happy with your eyebrows?
Well,
And that's all we got time for this week. Do tune in again this time 10 years ago next week when we'll be giving a teacher from Rotherham a healthy new tan by firing her into the corona of the sun. Bye!
there you are, Robin, my youthful ward.
Batman, you're in the way. I can't see the screen.
Sorry, can you pause the game?
Hang on, just let me get to the end of this bit.
No, pause it.
God, all right.
Goodness, there are crisps everywhere. Sit up properly, don't slouch. Now, have you seen the keys to the Batmobile?
No, God, I didn't do anything. Why is it always my fault?
I'm not saying that, it's just I need to go out on patrol and they're not on the key rack, so I wondered if you had... Where did you get that sandwich?
Nowhere. I made it. God, you're nosy.
Robin, is that where all the butter went?
No.
It's just that when I looked in the fridge just now, I noticed we've run out of butter, and this morning there was at least a quarter of a pat I was saving for a risotto.
Whatever.
Don't you whatever me, young man.
Oi, I was playing that.
Robin, when I adopted you as my youthful ward and crime-fighting sidekick nearly 17 years ago...
I didn't ask to be adopted as a youthful ward and crime-fighting sidekick.
Don't start that again. When I adopted you as my youthful ward and crime-fighting sidekick, it was on the understanding that one day you'd, as it were, fly the nest and start out on your own as, I don't know, Robin Man. But no, here you are, lounging around on the sofa, eating Wotsits and playing Grand Theft Auto, and frankly, I have to say, I'm a little disappointed in you.
Have you finished?
No, I'm far from finished, as it happens. While we're on the subject, your clothes don't just wash themselves. You can't just throw your tights on the floor and expect them to be all shiny and green the next day. And it'd be nice if you helped sometimes with the washing up. Just do it as you go, and that way you've always got a clean bat mug for your bat tea. But I know
You do it if it bothers you that much.
No, that's not the way it works. You can't just leave the dishes piling up in the knowledge that because I have higher standards of hygiene, it will annoy me first and I'll clean it all up anyway.
I don't want to be here either, you know, with you biting my ear off. I'm only crashing here until I get a job.
A job? Really?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a call from Jez.
Oh, yeah. Jez is going to get you a job, is he?
Yeah, he's got a stall on the market doing T-shirts and bongs.
Fantastic. 17 years of crime-fighting training, and you're going to be making a living polishing doobie holders and stenciling 1970s cartoon characters onto sleeveless vests, are you? Brilliant.
1980s characters, actually.
And I assume that in the meantime, you'll be eating me out of cave and stately home. Well, if you're going to treat this place like a hotel, you can start paying some rent.
God, take a bat pill, man.
I'm doing this for your own good, you know. Rent, starting tomorrow.
No way. Me and Jez are saving up to go to the Burning Man Festival.
My cave, my rules.
You're not my real dad.
They've opened yet another clothes shop in the Mall.
In the Mall? Outside Buckingham Palace?
No, the shopping mall. I believe that's what it's called.
Oh, thank goodness. I wouldn't like a clothes shop in front of Buckingham Palace. It would ruin the tone.
It hasn't gone that far.
Time can't be far off. They'll be opening a branch of Primark in Westminster Abbey next.
You're right. You know you're right. It will happen.
This is not just idle banter.
I know. I've seen plans. They're going to put a Lidl at the top of Nelson's column.
I heard that. It was on some news.
It seems ridiculous, but it's all completely and genuinely true.
It's getting worse and worse. 15 people were killed last week when they made a new sandwich in Costa Coffee.
What? Were they poisoned?
No, it was excitement. Some of them were crushed, and the rest had heart attacks when they tasted it.
That is so typical. People. They're just suckers for anything new. What happened to the good old high street?
With the butchers.
The bakers.
And the candlestick makers?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I can understand why the candlestick makers closed down.
You're saying people want bread and meat more than they need bespoke candlesticks?
Effectively, yes.
I think that's very naive.
It's sad. But a start-up candlestick maker wouldn't stand a chance these days. I blame the Scandinavians, all those tea lights.
It used to be so different, of course, before everything was branded and celebrity endorsed.
It wasn't so many years ago that Madonna would bring out a line of clothes for H&M and it wouldn't even be advertised.
No one would buy it and the clothes would be thrown away.
Simpler, happier times.
My grandmother used to talk about when all the clothes were designed by a local Madonna, not these big corporate Madonnas you get now.
I bet that most people don't even know where their local Madonna is.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I don't either.
Isn't there one next to Tesco's?
No, that's a McDonald's.
Oh, I thought it looked a bit modern.
That's the problem, you see.
Can you look in the yellow pages?
I wouldn't know where to look. Emergency services?
I'm sure I got a card through the door.
Well, you see, a local Madonna wouldn't be able to afford that kind of door-to-door marketing. They have to rely entirely on word of mouth.
I'm part of the problem, of course. We always go to the big out-of-town Madonna.
Don't we all?
Don't we all? I think we all know what we should do.
Make Barry Gibb Prime Minister?
Exactly.
Support your local Madonna. This advertisement was funded by the campaign to re-elect Barry Gibb. A different Barry Gibb, by the way, not the one out of the Bee Gees, a local one. The one who keeps banging on about local celebrity-based services. He's good. Gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Thank you all for coming to my presentation this morning here in the recently completed Science Museum, circa 1887, and specifically the Ooh, Britain is Just Fabulous wing.
Not at all. What do you have for us this morning, Professor?
I have an idea of such stunning magnitude that when I first thought of it, I had an attack of not only the vapors, but also the collywobbles and the heebie-jeebies.
Good grief, are you recovered, man?
Indeed I am. I simply took a dose of Dr. Quackmad's herbal remedy by the name of Spine Stoutner, and the liberal quantities of yet to be illegalized cocaine and opium contained therein fair set me on my feet again.
I'm glad to hear it, but now, pray tell, what is this idea?
We are all agreed that Britain is not only the finest and most widely spread nation on earth, but also the most knowledgeable and learned.
Of course.
Well, you all know
A
that.
capital statement.
There on the Frenches.
Well, gentlemen, I have conceived of a notion that will utilize all the learning, knowledge, and facts of the world in one easy-to-access global system. No more will facts lie out of reach when required. All will be to hand in mere moments.
Good grief!
Impossible.
He's balmy.
It'll never work.
Nice idea. Shame it's mental.
Intriguing. Intriguing, but as mad as the mescaline Maharishi of Madras.
Gentlemen, I am not mad, eccentric, yes, ahead of my time, I'll grant you, but mad, no.
How is this concept supposed to work in practice?
What I propose to do is create a structure binding all knowledge into an interlocking net or a web that stretches wide across the world.
What do you call it?
Victoria Regina, after our fair queen.
And how does it work?
As we know, thanks to Mr. Brunel and others of his ilk, this country possesses the finest railway system the world has ever known. All we need to do is extend this system across the entire globe. If there is a fact or some knowledge lurking in deepest Africa, then we build a railway line to that place and that fact. Likewise, to morsels of scientific discovery lurking in farthest Sri Lanka.
Where?
Sorry, Ceylon. Eventually, the world will be crisscrossed by British iron and steel, and all knowledge will be accessible.
But how do you retrieve it?
Highly trained railwaymen will drive ceaselessly along the tracks, and if you need to find something out, all you need to do is flag one down, hand him your typed inquiry, and then he will set off to seek the information you require in his locomotive, or as I like to call it, his search engine.
And how much investment do you want from us?
I want only your faith.
Ah, well, in that case...
And £8,000. Man's got to eat.
Preposterous.
Such money is not to be found in the world.
Does he think we defecate gold?
Poppycock!
Lunacy.
Might as well ask for all of space.
Oh, all right. £1,000 and a couple of trains.
Let us confer for an instant.
I'll take your liberty. I think.
Impertinence.
Never work.
By the Queen's nose.
We require further convincing.
It'll be ace for downloading porn.
Not enough. Your request is rejected.
Very well, gentlemen, perhaps I am once again ahead of my time, but rest assured, one day the whole world will echo to the sound of my search engines clanking down the tracks of discovery. Good day, gentlemen.
Good day, Professor Google.
That Mitchell and Webb sound starred David Mitchell, Robert Webb, Olivia Colman, and James Barkman. It was written by David Mitchell, Robert Webb, James Barkman and Mark Evans, Jason Paisley and Joel Morris, and the producer was Gareth Edwards.